القرآن يهدي للتي هي أقوم ويبشر المؤمنين الذين يعملون الصالحات أن لهم أجرا كبيرا.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Surah Hud, verse 72. قالت يا ويلتى أألد وأنا عجوز وهذا بعني شيخا. The last session ended with the conversation between the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam and the angels who were sent by God to punish the people of Lut. Before they go to that town, they visited Ibrahim alayhi salam and they gave him the good news that he will have a child, he will have Ishaq, Isaac, and then after him Yaqub, as his grandson, Jacob. Now the wife, Ibrahim's wife, who heard the conversation, says in surprise, Ya waylata a'alidu wa ana ajuzun. You know that Sarah, the wife of Ibrahim alayhi salam, was not able to give birth to children, and she had no children. Now she says, now in my old age, a'alidu, shall I give birth? Wa ana ajuzun, while I'm an old woman. Ajuz is the word used for old women in Arabic. Wa hadha ba'li shaykha, and this is my husband who is also old. Inna hadha la shay'un ajib. This is very strange. She starts the sentence with Ya waylata, means woe to me, because to have a child, to give birth to a child at that old age was considered shame, disgrace. And she said Ya waylata, as if she addresses wail, that woe, shame, as if wail is something present and you can talk to it, just to show the presence of a matter. Sometimes in Arabic you address it to show that it is present. So Ya waylata, for this sentence the vocative article is used. And Ya waylata, this ta, while, this is the Arabic noun for woe, but at the end is to say that it is attributed to me, my woe to me. What about ta? Ta also is added when in Arabic you address someone, in the vocative form. If it is attributed to first person, then you can add also ta here, like ab. Ab means father. My father is Abi. But when you want to call, say, oh my father, you can say Ya Abi, or you can say Ya Abata. قالوا أتعجبين من أمر الله. The angels answered, are you amazed with Allah's command? Is it something strange for you? God is powerful, so you should not be amazed with that. You should not be surprised with this divine power. Rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu alaykum ahl al-bayt. Allah's mercy, Allah's bounties are upon you, ahl al-bayt. Innahu hamidun majid. So out of his generosity, he is giving you this special mercy and blessing. فَلَمَّا ذَهَبَ عَنْ إِبْرَاهِيمَ الرَّوْعُ. You remember in the previous session, we had some verses saying that أَوْجَسَ مِنْهُمْ خِيفَةً نَكِرَهُمْ وَأَوْجَسَ مِنْهُمْ خِيفَةً. In the first encounter with angels, Ibrahim felt afraid. فَلَمَّا ذَهَبَ عَنْ إِبْرَاهِيمَ الرَّوْعُ. Now that fear is gone, وَجَاءَتْهُ الْبُشْرَى, and now that's the good news, the tiding of having children in the future, or having child, Ishaq, came to him. يُجَادِلُنَا فِي قَوْمِ لُوط. He started arguing with us, disputing with us about people of Lut, because he wanted to avert the punishment from them. And the next ayah explains why Ibrahim did so. إِنَّ إِبْرَاهِيمَ لَحَلِيمٌ أَوَّاهٌ مُنِيبٌ. Three qualities, three attributes for Ibrahim are mentioned here. Halim, he's forbearing. So she doesn't quickly make a judgment that someone must be punished because of his sins and offenses. So he knew that people of Lut, they were sinners, but he was Halim. He wanted to postpone the punishment, doesn't want for them that the punishment takes place at that moment. Allah, grieving, a person who shows sadness and grief. So when he sees that these people are going to be punished, he shows his sadness and grief. So he is sad for two matters. One is that when he sees that people are deviated, they're misguided, it makes him unhappy and sad. He is Allah. And also when he sees that they are going to be punished, also it makes him sad. Munib. Munib means the person who returns. Returning to whom? Returning to Allah. Means he goes to Allah, returns to Allah to intercede for the others, to ask for forgiveness for the others. But the next ayah says, Ya Ibrahim, a'rid an hada. O Ibrahim, a'rid an, give up this matter. إنه قد جاء أمر ربك. The decision has been made. Allah's command, your Lord's command has already come. فإنهم آتيهم عذاب. And they, means people of Lut, the punishment will come to them. عذاب, a punishment which is غير مردود, which is not to be repelled. So it is definite now that they are going to be punished and nothing can save them from this punishment. وَلَمَّا جَاءَتْ رُسُلُنَا لُوطًا. So now we go to the next part of the story. The angels, now they have left Ibrahim alayhi salam and they have arrived at the town of the Prophet Lut alayhi salam. First they went to Lut himself. وَلَمَّا جَاءَتْ رُسُلُنَا لُوطًا. When they went to Lut, or when they came to Lut, Ahadith explained that they appeared in the form of young, handsome men. So for Lut, it was a very difficult situation to receive them and to host them, because he knew about the sinful behavior of his people. They were homosexuals and they committed sodomy, and they were unfortunately very much attached to this sexual corruption. So he was afraid that hosting these guests may end in sinful acts and in disgrace. So si'a bihim. He was distressed because of them, because of their presence there. وَضَاقَ بِهِمْ ذَرْعًا. ضَاقَ ذَرْعًا is an expression used in Arabic when someone is in a situation where it doesn't find any solution, any way to flee. So he said, ضَاقَ ذَرْعًا. He is helpless now. بِهِمْ, because of them, because of the presence of these guests, these handsome guests, who are under threat. وَقَالَ هَذَا يَوْمٌ عَصِيبٌ. And he said, it is يَوْمٌ عَصِيبٌ. It is an awful day. I can translate it this way. Though asib literally means something which is tied. When you fasten something, when you tie, asaba means to fasten and to tie a rope, for example. But they say in Arabic, when a day is full of calamities and catastrophes, it is as if it is tied with bala and calamity. So this day is wrapped, is tied with bala and calamity and catastrophes. فقال هذا يوم عصيب وجاءه قومه. And his people came to him يهرعون إليه. Hurriedly. They ran. So they came running toward him. وَمِنْ قَبْلُ كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ السَّيِّئَاتِ. And from before, they were practicing misdeeds. They were committing misdeeds, it means that it had become a habit for them. Because this grave sin is not an easy job. But a person who repeatedly commits it, it becomes a habit for him. Now it becomes easy and pleasant and comfortable for him to commit it. So they were ready to commit such a sin. قال يا قوم هؤلاء بناتي هن أطهر لكم. Now Lut has no solution, has no way to flee this difficult situation. He thinks that the only thing is to propose legal marriage to them. هؤلاء بناتي, he said, these are my own daughters. هن أطهر لكم. They are purer for you. Because if you marry them, then it is legal marriage. And in the legal marriage, sexual relation is okay. It is permissible. But outside wedlock, it is haram. Having relations with the same sex, it is forbidden. So he tried to dissuade them from that sinful act by proposing to them a permissible legal case. Some say that he had only 2 daughters. Why he said banat, my daughters? It is plural in Arabic. For dual, we have a different form, bentain or bentan, for example. Al-Mutawawi says, we don't know, perhaps he had more than 2. Yes, the biblical account names 2 daughters for Lut, but we don't know, probably he had more. فاتقوا الله ولا تخزون في ضيفي. Sorry, before I continue, there's also another question here, that was it allowed to, for a non-believer, because these people, Lut's people, not only they were practicing this sin, they were committing this sin, they also were not worshipping Allah. They were polytheists. They were not mu'min and believer, they were disbelievers. And marriage between a believer and disbeliever is not permissible. Why did he suggest to them this illegal marriage? Allah says it's not clear if it was forbidden in their religious law, in their Sharia. We know in Islam it is forbidden, but even in Islam, in the beginning, it was not forbidden. In the early stage of Islam, marriage between a believer and non-believer was okay. Then after a while, Allah sent a message and laid down this law that marriage between a believer and non-believer is not valid. That is why we see that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, according to al-Mizan, Allah says, he agreed with the marriage of one of his daughters to Abu al-As ibn Rabi'a, who was not believer at that time, was a non-believer, while the Prophet's daughter was believer. فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُخْزُونَ فِي ضَيْفِي. So be pious, be God-wary, and don't humiliate me in regards with my guests. This sin was a grave sin, no matter it was committed against a guest or another person. But now Lut reminds them that they are my guests, in order so that they may stop doing these acts. أَلَيْسَ مِنْكُمْ رَجُلٌ رَشِيدٌ. Isn't there any mature person among you? Someone who may assist me and stop you doing these sinful acts? قالوا لقد علمت ما لنا في بناتك من حق. Now look, what did they answer? They said, you knew that we have no rights in your daughters, about your daughters. There are 2 interpretations of this verse. Allah says, either because they had committed this sin for such a long time that it has become now an established custom among them. And the rights in a society, in the common view of people, are defined by the common prevailing custom of the society. So now it has been accepted by people that the marriage is between man and man, for example, between the same sex. So now, with the opposite gender, according to their corrupt view, no, it is not a valid marriage. It is not okay. So it is not a right. So rights are defined by these common views of people. This is one interpretation. When they say we don't have any right, it means the way we define the rights in our society, in our community, now we have no rights. Or they may mean by right that we don't have any interest in it. Doesn't mean that we don't have rights. They mean that we have no interest in marrying your daughters, marrying women. وَأَنَّكَ لَا تَعْلَمُ مَا نُرِيدُ. You know what we want. قَالَ لَوْ أَنَّ لِي بِكُمْ قُوَّةً أَوْ آوِي إِلَى رُكْنٍ شَدِيدٍ. Lut answered, Law here is for tamani. You see, I wish I had power. أَنَّ I had power. قُوَّةً means strength and power. بِكُمْ, with you. With you means that I wish there was a person or some persons among you, so that by them, by someone from among you, I could stop you doing these acts. أو آوي إلى ركن شديد, or I wish I could take refuge in someone else, another support, a great support from outside, some other people. I wish I had some other people from outside you who can assist me and stop you from doing these acts. قالوا يا لوط إن رسل ربك لن يصلوا إليك. Now at this moment, the angels, they say to Lut that we are the messengers of your Lord. Now they disclose to him their identity. لن يصلوا إليك. They will not reach to you. فأسرد بأهلك. لن يصلوا إليك, they don't reach you. It means that they cannot do with you what they want. Some other verses in the Quran explain that they turned blind, so they could not do anything. فأسر بأهلك, so set out with your family. بقطع من الليل. That means a part, in a part of the night. أسرى يسري is a verb used for moving and walking in the night. ولا يلتفت منكم أحد. No one among you should look back. Just go. Leave this town and don't look back. إلا امرأتك, except your wife. This exception is not made to لا يلتفت منكم. It is connected to فأسر بأهلك. Set out with your family, but not all, the whole family. One person is excluded, and that is your wife. إنه مصيبها ما أصابهم. Because what will reach these people will reach her as well. She is included in the punishment. And we have other verses in the Quran saying that Lut's wife was not a believer. إن موعدهم الصبح. Their appointment is the morning. So by the morning they will be punished. أليس الصبح بقريب is not, isn't it near? Who said this sentence, أليس الصبح بقريب? The angels told Lut. By why? But why? There are two explanations. One is that they wanted to make him go faster. So don't stop here. Don't stay here. Leave. Subh, morning is so near. أليس الصبح بقريب? So don't hesitate. The other explanation is that Lut, now that he realized they are angels and they have come to bring punishment, he wanted them to hasten the punishment, not to lose time. He asked the angels to bring it as fast as possible. Now they are saying to him, don't worry, by morning we shall punish them. Isn't it near? It is close, it is near, don't worry, it is not late, it will not be late. فَلَمَّا جَاءَ أَمْرُنَا, when our command, our order came, the command of punishment, جَعَلْنَا عَلَيْهَا سَافِلَهَا, we made the highest part, the lowest part. It means the place, the city, the town in which Lut and his people lived. Now that Lut and his family had left the town, جعلنا عاليها سافلها. We made the highest part the lowest part. What does it mean? We overturned it. We overturned the city. وأمطرنا عليها حجارة. And we rained them with حجارة, stone. من سجيل منضود, from سجيل. سجيل, Allama says, it is the, originally it was a Persian word. Sang gel. Sang means stone. Gel means mud. So a mixture of sand and stone. So that was, it was a rain of sejil. Mandud. Mandud means put in order, layered. So sejil, which was layered, it was sent down to them in rain. Musawwamatan 'inda rabbik. Musawwama means mu'allama, means marked with your Lord. It means that these pieces of stone of sejil, which were sent to them, they were marked, meaning that each one was directed toward a special target, not to miss it. It was not to miss it. And وَمَا هِيَ مِنَ الظَّالِمِينَ بِبَعِيدٍ. It is not far from ظالمين, from the unjust. What does it mean? There are different possibilities here. One is that ظالمين means all other unjust people. We gave the example of Lut's people, but what happened to these people is not far from others. Other ظالمين, other bad doers, wrongdoers, they are also prone to this severe punishment. This is one possibility. The other one, al-Zalimin here refers to the unjust people who were addressed by the Prophet at the moment of revelation of this verse, which were the non-believers in Mecca. The al-Zalimin say what happened to Lut's people can happen to you. It is not far from you. Or the third possibility is that the city of Lut is not geographically so far from Mecca. So what happened to these people happened in a location not very far from your place of residence, because we have other verses we have other reports saying that that town is located between Mecca and Sham and Levant. So it is not that far from Mecca. And we have verses in the Quran mentioning this point, that you pass by that village. وَأَنَّهَا لَبِسَبِيلٍ مُقِيمٍ وَإِنَّكُمْ لَتَمُرُّونَ عَلَيْهِمْ مُصْبِحِينَ in Surah Safat. One point to complete the story of Lut is that in other verses in the Quran, we have فَأَخَذَتْهُمُ الصَّيْحَةُ مُشْرِقِينَ. A cry seized them. Here we have overturning the city and also raining, but not normal raining of stones. And we had also a cry, as-sayha. Allah says perhaps that punishment was in the form of a volcano. It started with a very loud sound of the volcanic eruption, and then it caused the earthquake, which overturned the village. And raining means these pieces of melting stone, fiery melting stone, they rained over them. وَإِلَى مَدْيَنَ أَخَاهُمْ شُعَيْبًا. Now we reach the story of the Prophet Shu'aib alayhi salam. So we sent Shu'aib to Madian. So we sent Ila Madian, we sent to Madian أخاهم, their brother, a person from their tribe. Who was Shu'aib? قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله ما لكم من إله غيره. He said, "O my people, worship Allah. You don't have any other Lord. ولا تنقصوا المكيال والميزان. Don't decrease from the measure and from the scale." It shows that these people of Madian, they committed sins when they had transactions. So they did not give full measure, full way to the customer. Shu'aib alayhi salam warns them first about worshipping idols, and secondly, committing this sin, this financial sin. إني أراكم بخير. I see you with khair. What does it mean? One possibility is that I see you with abundant blessings from Allah. Alhamdulillah, you have wealth. You don't need to take people's properties through these sins. You are not living under poor conditions, so that out of your need you deprive others from their rights. Or إني أراكم بخير. I see you with goodness means that I see you with maturity, reason, intellect. A person with sound mind does not commit these sins. He observes justice. This is against justice. Or a third possibility, إني أراكم بخير. I see you with goodness means I'm looking at you, I'm giving you advice with a pure intention. If I'm saying you worship Allah, if I'm saying you stop this act, it is because I feel pity. I'm kind to you. Out of my kindness, I'm giving you this advice. وَأَنِّي أَخَافُ عَلَيْكُمْ عَذَابَ يَوْمٍ مُحِيطٍ. I fear for you the punishment of an encompassing day. It means that that punishment will cover you all. It may be adab istisal, the punishments which destroys ummas, communities, like what happened to Hud and to Ad and Samud in this world, or it may mean the punishment in the day of judgment, because also it is encompassing. وَيَا قَوْمَ أَوْفُوا الْمِكْيَالَ وَالْمِيزَانَ بِالْقِسْطِ. It emphasizes and elaborates on the previous advice. Give full measure, full way, with justice. وَلَا تَبْخَسُوا النَّاسَ أَشْيَاءَهُمْ. Don't deprive people of their due, of their rights. So they have paid enough, they have paid money. Now you have to give them equal amount of the property. وَلَا تَعْثَوْا فِي الْأَرْضِ مُفْسِدِينَ. Don't cause corruption in the earth. Because when you commit these financial sins, then the sense of trust, mutual trust between people will be gone. And it will shake the foundations of the society. It will replace salah with fasad and goodness with evil. بقية الله خير لكم إن كنتم مؤمنين. What remains for you is better for you. See, when you do transaction, legal transaction, observing justice and not depriving others of their rights, but you will make some profit. You will earn money out of doing business. So this is good for you. It is better for you than the illegal money that you are looking after. In kuntum, if you are believers, this is better for you. Why? It is attributed to Allah, baqiyatullah, the remainder which is of Allah. Because Allah showed you this way by Allah's inspiration. You know how to do transactions, how to make deals. This is something bestowed upon man by God. The ability, the inclination toward having financial relations with each other in the society. So it is attributed to God. So what remains in this transaction for you, the profit that you make, is better for you. وَمَا أَنَا عَلَيْكُمْ بِحَفِيظٍ. But finally he says that I can just deliver the message to you. I'm not the one to force you doing something. No, I'm not responsible for that. قالوا يا شعيب أصلاتك تأمرك أن نترك ما يعبد آباؤنا. They answered that you may dislike our way of life. We worship idols and we do certain way of transactions that you dislike, but you may dislike our lifestyle because of your own worshipping, your own practices, because you are accustomed to that lifestyle. Perhaps that is why you don't like ours. But it must not make you order us and force us to change our lifestyle. Okay, you have your freedom. for your own life, but you don't interfere in our lives. As-salatuka ta'muruk, they said, does your prayer command you, tell you, أن نترك ما يعبد آباؤنا, that we should abandon what our fathers worship, that we should abandon the idols, أو أن نفعل في أموالنا ما نشاء, or that we should not do with our properties the way we wish. إنك لأنت الحليم الرشيد, you are forbearing, you are mature. So your maturity requires that you should not make such judgments about us. قال يا قوم أرأيتم إن كنت على بينة من ربي ورزقني منه رزقا حسنا. He said, oh my people, tell me if I'm with manifest proof from my Lord, manifest sign, بينة, معجزة, miracle, ورزقني منه رزقا حسنا, and he provided me with good rizq, and that rizq is here means nubuwwah and prophethood message. So special blessing I received from, if I received special blessing from my Lord, and that is wahi, revelation and prophethood message, and I have a proof for it, then you shall call me a person who is not mature, that I'm foolish, safi, because if I'm not Rashid, then I will be safi. So a person who has been given message by God and a manifest proof to prove his prophethood, then he is not to be considered and labeled as safi and foolish. وَمَا أُرِيدُ أَنْ أُخَالِفَكُمْ إِلَى مَا أَنْهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ. I don't want to oppose you about which I'm prohibiting you. Meaning that I'm prohibiting you certain sins. I'm not myself also inclined to practice those sins, to commit those sins. So I personally also keep myself away from that act. It means that what I'm advising you to is not personal interest. No, it is a fundamental foundation of the society. The transaction in the society, the interactions in the society must be based on firm basis, and it requires to observe justice in our financial transactions, in all our interactions, including our financial transactions. So what I'm saying is a very fundamental basic of the society. I myself also, as an individual, as a member of this society, must follow it, and I do follow it. It shows that it is a universal law that must be followed in all human societies. إن أريد إلا الإصلاح. I just want reformation. ما استطعت, as much as I can. وما توفيقي إلا بالله. My success is only with Allah. عليه توكلت وإليه أنيب. Now that he talked about his decision to bring Islah and reformation, immediately after that, he says that these successes is not mine, it's by Allah. You should not consider that I can do something myself. No, whatever I do is by Allah. My success is only with Allah. عليه توكلت. I put my trust in Him. إليه أنيب. I return to Him. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.